Linda Robson said she would happily take a migrant family into her home on Thursday's Loose Women, after 27 migrants were killed crossing the channel on Wednesday. The panel were debating the topic "What's the solution to the migrant crisis?" after a frail dinghy deflated just off Calais, killing 27 people on board who were crossing the channel to Britain. Linda, 63, said, "There must be lots of people like me. My children have moved out and am going to have room in my house. I would quite happily take a family in. A family that has children the same age as my grandchildren. They can grow up together, maybe get them into their school." In July, Linda also stated how she would love to give migrants a home in the UK, saying, "My heart goes out to them. I was in Paris a few years ago and I'd never really thought about migrants or immigrants or anything, and I saw on a roundabout there, hundreds of families with their children in little tents, makeshift tents. And the kids were holding their hands out to us to give them money and it just broke my heart. Everywhere you go in Islington, there's signs saying, 'Migrants welcome,' and that's what I'd like to say. My kids will be moving out soon, Louie and Bobby, they'll be going, so all that will be left in my house is me and my husband. He don't know I'm gonna say this on tally today, but I would welcome a family into my house. We'll have the space once the kids have gone. And I'd love it." Elsewhere in the chat, Linda discussed her miscarriage, which happened at the height of her fame in Birds of a Feather, and had 2 children. She said, "I got pregnant for a 3rd time, which I was excited about. After the 3-month scan, it felt strange and not like the other pregnancies. The doctor said we can't find a heartbeat." Mark was window cleaning and popped in to see how the scan was going. "Knowing the child is dead inside you, you have to go home and come back the next day to have suction. It's really horrible to talk about because you bump into people and they say sorry, which brings it up again." Linda's comments come after the tragedy in the Channel, and as French police again failed to stop 50 migrants crossing the Channel to Britain on Thursday. The flimsy and very frail grey inflatable boat was photographed by a lifeboat captain who arrived to find bodies floating in the water off Calais yesterday afternoon in the worst migrant tragedy in Anglo-French history. 2 survivors, an Iraqi and a Somalian, have told police their poorly made dinghy was hit by a container ship, puncturing its thin rubber hull and taking dozens of lives. 5 people have been arrested in France over the 27 deaths, including one man held overnight driving a German-registered vehicle packed with inflatable ribs, although there is no provable link with the sinking, according to prosecutors, despite French Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin insisting all were directly linked to the drownings. And as Emmanuel Macron was urged to get a grip, French police again failed to stop a group of around asylum seekers crossing the Channel on 2 boats in choppy conditions this morning. They were brought shivering into a freezing Dover by the RNLI at dawn. Small groups of officers were seen patrolling beaches close to Calais but again failed to prevent dozens setting off for the UK in dinghies amid claims in Britain that the French have been sitting on their hands as 17 men, 7 women and 3 children died yesterday. Boris Johnson, Mr Macron and their ministers are expected to hold more talks today as the Prime Minister insisted that British boots are needed on the ground in France to stop evil slave gangs getting away with murder.